The Good Buddies Anime Podcast is hosted by two rowdy, foul-mouthed American cowboys. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey, Good Buddies, what's up, and welcome into the Good Buddies Anime Show. I am your good buddy Roger. I can't give you a full fourth one today because my ribs be hurting, dude.
Oh, buddy, I'm so sorry you're going through that. But I am your good buddy Brandon. And, hey, Roger.
Yeah?
It's been a minute.
Yeah, it has.
We'll get to that. You know, both of us were not feeling super great last week.
And I already talked about Free Comic Book Day coming up that 1 week, too.
Yeah,
so
it's been busy. It's been busy. But, you know, we're back. We're here again. We're doing what we said we were going to do, and that is we've been talking about new stuff from the spring 2022 season, so let's hit them with some new old stuff. The new old-fashioned way, as it were.
Old, you know?
Yeah. With some sequel series. And I found a website here that says this is every sequel series that's going down this week. So I'm just going to run through the list, and then we're going to talk about the three that we're actually talking about. Because listen, we can't watch everything.
Yeah.
We're grown men with real jobs. Sorry, y'all. But here's the ones we're not going to be talking about. Sorry if you love these. A Mame Warrior at the Borderline. That was one that dropped 2021 in winter, I think, which we talked about it briefly on the tier list. It was, honestly, I thought it was pretty cool. I think some people that worked on like real-ass Gundam worked on that one. Pretty cool fights and whatnot. Build Divide Code White. That was Build Divide Code Black. They just straight up changed the title for its second season. That's the card battle anime that, honestly, I was not impressed by, and I don't think you watched.
No, I didn't.
Date Alive 4, which I've heard of. I know that's a big series. That's a pretty popular one.
Yeah, we get like the Weeb Wars cards and stuff like that.
Oh,
Weeb
that's
Wars.
exciting. Kagenato Season 2. Kagenato was one that, like, it's the short series that's like chibi versions of characters from a bunch of different shows that I've never watched, but also I've watched the first episode. It was pretty cute. Kingdom Season 4. Apparently this one's really popular. I might be thinking of a different show, but I remember watching something called Kingdom and not being impressed. But hey, what the hell do I know? It's up to 4 seasons. Love Live. I'm not going to pronounce the name of this high school right, so I'll just skip that. Season 2. This is another one that I remember hearing was pretty cool, but not for me. Science Fell in Love, so I tried to prove it. I actually liked the first season of that one, but
yeah,
I totally fell off of it, honestly. And from what I've heard, the second season is, it's okay, but it's kind of samey, so some people aren't super impressed with it. I don't know. Shadowverse Flame. I ain't watched no Shadowverse. I heard it was okay. I don't know. Rising of the Shield Hero Season 2. We're not talking about that. Yatogame-chan Kansatsu Nikki Fort. God, I'm bad at these. Why did I try? I don't know. That's one that I don't know anything about, but looks kind of cute. Kind of like a slice of life looking thingy. Looks okay. Komi-san Can't Communicate Season 2.
I tried to get up there, but I didn't make it that far.
Yeah, I'm waiting for this one to pile up, and then I'm going to just slam jam through it, which is ironic since I always complain about Netflix jail, and now I'm Netflixing it myself. Yeah. I am nothing if not fickle. Thank you. The Demon Girl Next Door. That's one that I really remember enjoying a lot, this first season of it, but I did not finish that first season, so I fell off kind of hard. That was the one that, remember, they had like the demon idol they were using as a doorstop or something. Hilarious. That show's really funny, real cute demon/angel, slice of life kind of shit. And lastly here, before we get to the stuff we're actually going to talk about, Tiger and Bunny Season 2. Didn't this bitch come out like in 2012, 13?
Probably 2011, 2010, somewhere
it's
in there.
It's back there, dog. That's pretty cool. I bet people who love that show are really hyped for that one. Sounds like a good time. I don't know jack shit about Tiger and Bunny except that it's,
I watched the first couple
popular
episodes. This is like a goofy Sentai.
Sounds pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's fun.
But now for the ones we're actually going to talk about. We got 3. Roger, which one would you like to start with?
Dude, let's talk about Legend of the Galactic Heroes DUNGEONWITCH Collision.
Oh, what a title. So, returning to that remaster of that, what was it, the 90s? Like early 90s?
80s and 90s, I think.
Late 80s, early 90s, somewhere around there. It's a remaster of that series. We have talked about this show extensively. This is, I think we could call a Good Buddies legacy show. Yeah. We were there when this one started. Not when the original started, Jesus. But for this new version, we like it.
Yeah, man, I like it, dude. It's like one of those space operas.
Yeah. It's pretty sweet.
It's like that Star Wars, except different.
Yeah. less laser swords and more like. I mean, the one freaking side is just really old school with their shit. They barely have any like fancy looking technology except for the spaceships and guns, of course. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. The thing I like about this show is that like it, again, having never seen the original, so I'm sure like I'm missing big swaths of it.
I wish that there was a dub of the original. I would watch it.
I mean, it exists. You just can't find it anywhere. Yeah. Not streaming, I don't think.
High Dive didn't have it.
Yeah, High Dive had the sub, which, I mean, you know.
Yeah,
like
and at the time when I tried to watch it subtitled, their subtitles sucked.
Yeah, I think they've gotten better now, but we'll look into it. But yeah, man, Legends of Galactic Heroes, I like that it has these little voiceovers where like there's someone telling you the story. It's really made like a straight up documentary about this thing that is happening in the future and didn't happen, obviously. It's really interesting. The far flung future, there's these.
Sorry if I cough here and there, guys.
Yeah. Motherfuckers got warp drives and shit, and there's these two different sides. There's the Free Planet Alliance and what's the other one? The other thing.
The Republic.
No, there's the Republic of Phazon is like the neutral guys.
Yeah, it's
and then there's the Empire of something or other.
Yeah.
The Empire of Bloody Blue. That's where Reinhardt hangs out. And boy, he's handsome. Yeah. You know, it picks up where the last one left off. I don't know how much we can go into it, but it's them going at war, and you've got these two brilliant tacticians on either side that are basically like your main characters, and then there's just a ton, just like in any real war, there's so many generals and lieutenants and this and that and their family ties and all this different stuff. You get so many of these details. You have whole episodes that are just about this random guy that you don't really think
Empire.
About. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? And they're going at war and whatnot. Previously, I think the last season, the big thing was the Free Planet Alliance took hold of the Easterlone Fortress.
And Kershis had died.
Kershis died. Yeah. Kershis?
Yeah, Kershis.
I think that's how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
But yeah,
hey,
so like
I'm just impressed I remember one of these names because these names are hard.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. Lord knows I don't understand how the Easterlone Corridor works, because apparently the only way to get between these two zones of space controlled by these separate sides is through this one passage where they got a big fortress, and so whoever controls fortress controls the way, and then nobody can get through. Now, we're in space, so I don't know how that works with 3 dimensions, but I guess there's a way for it to work, whatever. They're in a big orb of cosmic radiation or something.
Yeah.
And here's this one little pinhole you can go through. I don't know. But I tell you, you're like 5 episodes in, you said? The plan that they have concocted to get that bitch back on the Galactic side is pretty fucking wild. And I kind of love it. So we'll see how that goes.
It does feel like these guys are playing some like 4D chess.
Oh yeah, they're going wild, man.
I will say, after like 2 years of not watching it, boy, it was really hard to remember who was who.
Oh yeah, I mean it took me a second.
They do a good job at like willing you back in, like this is this character, and I love how they take characters that you didn't get much of before, and then like it feels like, you know, as they go on, characters get shine later on. That like nobody is unimportant. And if they seem unimportant at first or just an extra, maybe they will have. Yeah,
they're going to
later.
have something maybe. Or maybe they'll just kind of hang out. Who knows? Who can say? You know, it's a big fucking universe and a big fucking show.
Yeah.
Here's what I like. I'm a little bit for you without any major spoilers. One, there's a whole episode that's just a nice dinner party. Or the second half of it anyway. And Mr. Sleepy Eyes Robot Eyes has a puppy now. It's kind of fun.
Oh, man, I'm kind of worried about that puppy.
Well, he seems sad, but
yeah,
he knows what's up. I don't know. It's a good time.
Wait, which Sleepy Eyes are we talking about?
You know, Mr. Robot Eyes. What's his name? Something with a B, right?
Yeah, he's on the.
I can't remember.
He's on the Empire side.
He's on the Empire side.
Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. He's got the. He's like, they flash. He's like, oh, my robot eyes. Anyway, yeah, pretty sweet show, pretty interesting story. I'm liking where it's going. Obviously, if you've seen the original, you know well ahead of time how this is all going to shake out, and good on you. But it's got a really sweet art style, really interesting dogfights and space battles, and of course, we got to talk about this new intro and outro.
Yeah, actually, I do quite like the new intro.
I think it's good. It ain't no binary star.
No, but it is still.
But it is good.
I would still classify it as a banger. Like I'm gonna put it on my playlist. It's a good song.
It whips.
Yeah, it's just not binary star.
But
But also binary star was fun because it was one for the boys speaking English, even though we didn't understand what the fuck they were saying at first.
Yeah, we had to look it up and I figured it out, and then I was like, oh hey, I remember when I told you that it was an East, you were like, what? Anyway,
Oberstein?
We're
Is that
bad
his
at
name?
this. Yes,
Yes,
I knew there was a
Oberstein.
B in there. Oberstein,
Yeah.
something like that. Anyway,
They're the Germans.
I mean, yeah, but that's the thing is like, so I don't know. It really does mess with you where it's like I look at this and it's like this empire is obviously very influenced by, you know, the Germans and or some Holy Roman stuff and whatnot. Obviously, like they take influence from a bunch of stuff and it feels a little fascist. But then like they show you like, here's what these other characters do and here's how we're moving behind the scenes. Here's the real plan that's going on. It's like, who's the good guys?
Yeah, I mean, it really does a good job of that too.
Yeah,
especially on the Empire side, like it feels, you know, like okay, so maybe these guys are, you know, fascists or whatever, but Reinhardt really isn't.
Yeah,
he's different.
That's the thing is it really gives you this feel of like, you know, these governments
it's
are not necessarily good. In fact, even on the Alliance side, boy, they suck ass. But there are good people here who are trying to make it work.
Yeah,
so it's interesting. Yeah,
it really is, dude. That's the best word for it. This show is fucking interesting.
Yeah, I'm having a good time.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of this show, and it's beautiful to boot. You know.
Oh, absolutely.
Good space wars, lots of good shooting in there.
Love me a good space war.
Yeah.
Do you want to move on to the next show?
Yeah, man.
Let's do the one that I have watched and I don't think you have.
Yeah.
That is Ascendance of a Bookworm season 3. This is one that I really enjoyed.
I haven't watched the first season, so
you haven't watched any of it.
Nope.
It's a lot of fun, man. It really gives me those Dr. Stone vibes, but like way more. It's basically Dr. Stone but slice of life. That's really it. And there's like a little bit of magic bullshit in there because homegirl gets isekai'd. She was a big old fucking nerd in her previous life. All she knows is that she wants to read books and that's all she wants. And she ends up in this weird little fantasy world where she's like lower class, maybe like lower, you could argue lower middle class, but I'm gonna say lower class because her dad's like a guard at the gate, but ain't none of them living, you know, anywhere near the castle or any of the noble houses. But she ends up in the body of this young girl, and all she wants to do is get books, and books exist, but they're just very rare. It's like old school days where everything was handwritten and it, you know, they cost so much money. So she's like trying to make this happen. She's making paper, she's making inks. She, you know, uses her knowledge of the real world to like start inventing shit that she's able to sell. She gets in with the merchant guild and et cetera, et cetera. Now at this point she's like at the church because you know magic exists and she has so much magic in her that unless she has something to get it out of her, it can just kill her. I think they call it the devouring. Even it can just eat you from the inside out. So she ends up like the only way she can handle any of that is she ends up at the church where they have, you know, access to magic stuff that can help her with her shit. But even then you've got all this intrigue. The high priest is, you know, plotting against her. There's people, nobles, have their problems with her because she's, you know, responsible for all this new technology and this new money, and hey, that's gonna fuck with our shit, etc., and all this. There's all these different guilds. There's a paper guild, an ink guild, and all the guilds that you got to deal with. So it's a lot of this like ins and out contract kind of stuff. All the while, like every now and then someone just tries to kidnap her ass, and she's a little girl, you know, who can't necessarily aim her magic that she has, although it is considerable. She can't necessarily just aim it at someone and take them out yet, but she is able to work it to an extent. But for the most part, it's just her trying to, you know, live the best life she can in here, and like try to, you know, keep with her family even as she has to get farther and farther away from them as she goes through this life. It's really interesting. I like it a lot. And again, it's like you're seeing this girl like invent shit. Like again, it reminds me of Dr. Stone, but more slice of lifey and more fantasy.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. I love this fucking show. And I'm all caught up on that one. Jesus Christ, she's got an older sister, and then goddamn, mom done had another baby. So it just keeps happening. You know? All right.
Sometimes it be like that, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty, I like it. I mean, you know, as with anything that's going to deal with this much, let's say this is a child who's having to deal with like real world businesses and stuff. There is some like child labor stuff that kind of seems a little skivvy, but they kind of skirt around some of it. There's a little bit of, you know, some of the intrigue may be a little bit scary for like a kid and whatnot to see them in these situations. But I think it handles it well mostly. But yeah, I like it. Ascendance of Bookworm. It's up to season 3. Pretty good.
There you go, man.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
And now for one that we both been watching.
Yeah.
Oh baby.
Kaguya-Sama Love is War, season 3.
Oh, what's the full title? Ultra romantic.
Yes.
Oh my fucking god.
Ultra. Look at my best killer instinct there. Probably not wise.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm about to cough because of it.
Oh no. There it is. My boy's been having some throat issues.
Yeah. I got sick after Free Comic Book Day, and then
surprise, surprise, right?
Yeah, the side effects have lingered. It's some fucking bullshit. I hate it.
It's gonna be okay, baby.
Yep.
So Kaguya-Sama Love is War, Ultra Romantic. That is season 3 of Kaguya-Sama Love is War, a show that we both talked about. We could probably call it a legacy series. I mean,
that's another good one. Yeah,
we talk about it. We love it. It's a good time rom-com wherein you've got the president of this very prestigious, the toppest school, and he's on the top of the food chain because he's the smartest boy. And then you've got right under him the vice president, the titular Kaguya, who is the vice president, and they are just absolutely goo goo gaga for each other, but too prideful to admit it to each other. So it's them trying to trick each other into confessing their love. That's the basics. And if you've never seen it, check it the fuck out. I haven't actually watched the dub, but I hear the dub's incredible.
Oh,
I mean,
it's
it has
really
to
good.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause like I've only watched it subtitled, and the voice performances that you get out of this, where like it's them like talking very calmly to show this, you know, facade that they are not at all in any danger, that they're very calm and collected, and then it immediately cuts to their inner monologue where they're freaking the fuck out. So knowing that's what's happening, I gotta imagine the voice acting is really good in the dub as well. It is
pretty good, man.
Yeah,
it is.
I was just listening to a show and it they talk about video games, but one of the guys recommended the anime, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And he recommended the dub. It's really good. So the great thing about this show is that if you go back to season 1, it starts and it don't stop. Like, it just goes, man. It absolutely rips.
Yeah.
Joke,
well, what's helpful about the dub too is that you don't miss a lot of things in there, or you don't have to keep pausing and rewinding.
Yeah, because you don't have to constantly read everything, because it moves very quickly, which is that shit I love, but it does get difficult to keep up with on the sub. So maybe I should go back and watch the dub. But yeah, we're up to season 3. It's absolutely rad. There's a lot of good stuff happening here. Very fun, very funny. More characters, more depth from characters who were added since the inception of the program. One of my favorite things, a running gag in here is that the president, even though he is brilliant, he's kind of shit at some stuff.
Yeah.
Season 1, boy can't sing. Chica teaches him how to sing. Season 2, boy can't dance. Chica has to teach him how to dance and play sports, wasn't it? Something like that. And now season 3,
maybe it was basketball or something like that.
And now in season 3, boy wants to rap and he can't rap.
Chica's having like flashbacks.
Y'all,
it's fucking good, dude.
There's an incredible episode that's just like a straight up rap battle, and this show is amazing. That's the 3rd show with a rap battle. I'll try to remember the other 2 and talk about them in a minute, but holy moly, this show kicks ass. And then they actually throw in a quick joke where like, I think Chica's playing the guitar or something, and President's like, I can play a little bit. She's like, no, absolutely not. Just freaks out on him. It's really good. It's like, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. The show kicks ass. Yeah. It's really funny. What do you think?
I love it, dude. I love it. My favorite skit so far was the arm wrestling skit.
Yeah.
That shit was fucking great, man.
Oh.
Had me dying.
It's so good because like you've got, again, these 2 brilliant fools who don't want to just admit their feelings. They're too proud. Then you've got the cast of characters. Chica, who is ostensibly like, the ditzy airhead, but ooh, she be scheming.
Yeah.
Ooh, she knows so much more than she lets on. You got the sad sack, who's like, kind of an emo boy. But then like you get some of his backstory and it makes a little bit of sense. He does. The thing is that the only thing I don't like about him is they'll kind of like drop in some like, he's one of those guys that says normie and shit. And I'm like, all right, dude. But then you got
normie pigs.
Fucking Eno shows up. She's a lot of fun. There's just, the cast keeps branching out and keeps getting more fun, and I absolutely love it. How far are you on this one?
4 or 5 episodes in. I think I'm on the 5th episode.
Yeah. I forget what it's up to, 6 or 7, I think. And I know that as of today, or as of yesterday, the 19th, May 19th, I was fully caught up on the 3 we've talked about. Lord knows if a new episode dropped today. I don't recall, but I have to check it out. Point is, it's a good show.
It's very good. It's worth watching.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched any of Kaguya-Sama Loves War, you're fucking missing out. We've given this show a high score for both seasons.
Yeah. It's really fun. It's really funny. It just, it's
just so witty, and the characters are so good.
Just like Spy Family that we talked about before, it is the easiest one to recommend if you haven't seen it. Like Galactic Heroes can be a little slow. Sense of Bookworm's a little, it's got its own little foibles and whatnot. But Kaguya-Sama, I can't not recommend it.
Yeah, it's easy recommendation because it's easy watching.
It's so fun, so funny, absolutely whips ass. Do yourself a favor if you haven't and check out Kaguya-Sama Love is War. Also, the intros always kick out. We can bring this up again. This one, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
I like the last 2 better.
Yeah, me too.
But it's got a pretty good intro. They still brought back the same dude. I forget his name. I bought the single of that first one, but I forgot his name. Oh no. I'm not gonna look it up. I don't have time. But point is, the intros always kick ass. They're very good, and this one does not disappoint. Although I will say I like the other 2 better. The outro's pretty sweet too. It's got its own little story. It's really good.
Yeah.
And one of the rap battle episode, which I think you either have seen or are about to see, has its own special outro as well. That doesn't seem like it rung a bell, so no, you haven't seen it yet. Okay.
Nope.
Yeah,
I have seen him rapping.
You've seen him rapping. There's more.
Yeah.
There's more. Oh, it's so good. That episode kicks ass. Anyway, yeah, man. Kaguya-Sama Love is War. That's easily the easiest one to recommend. The others, I mean, obviously, if you haven't caught up to these yet, they're all on season 3. So you got a bit of work to do if you want to catch up on them, but for sure it's worth it with Kaguya-Sama. And of course, the other ones I think are good as well, but you know,
yeah,
not as easy to recommend.
Yeah, I didn't realize that everything we were watching was a season 3.
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
Damn, we're in for a long haul, baby.
Sometimes it do be like that.
Yeah, man, it do. Is that about it?
That's about it, dude.
All right. We're going to have bust onto a little ramble, talk about some other stuff we've been watching, maybe.
So what are we doing next time?
What are we doing next time? Your call, boy.
Did we mention anything before the,
We did. No, I mean, we talked about doing the thing.
Yeah, the thing. Where you suggest something, I'll watch something. So I'll give you an option.
Okay.
We can either do the thing.
This is happening live, y'all.
We can do the thing where I choose or you choose. We already talked about what we chose pretty much. And you can decide who goes first, or next time we can just talk about ranking of kings.
Oh.
Because I have started ranking of kings.
You've started.
Kat and I are watching it.
You're watching it together?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're about 5 episodes in on that one as well.
What do you think?
Oh, I love it, dude. I knew that I was going to like it.
Is it dubbed yet? You watching the dub?
Yes, I am watching it dubbed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dub, I haven't seen much of the dub. I've seen little clips of it. It looks pretty good. Friggin' ProZD is the voice of Kage, and I love that dude, so support.
You know what I like about this show?
Yeah.
Is that it's like Game of Thrones, except no sister fucking.
Yeah. What I tell you?
Yeah. It's kind of wild, like how dark it is.
So let's see. By episode 5, you've definitely seen my dude get ground down into a potion. That potion shot with a beam of light. That beam of light become an egg that became a phoenix that they then killed.
Yes.
So they could drink a daddy potion. What is it?
Yeah.
This show is so good.
Yeah.
I will admit.
So we can talk about that one now, or we can talk about it later.
I'm down to talk about it if you think you can catch all the way up.
We'll talk about Ranking of Kings next time.
All right.
I mean, there's 23 episodes out.
Yeah. You got. I mean, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Season 1. Yeah.
Yeah, we can finish it.
All right.
We could do it.
So look forward to that 2 weeks from now.
And then we'll do the thing.
More. And then we'll do the thing. I'll go ahead and get started on fucking.
So we'll do Ancient Magus' Bride first? Okay.
Actually, I put it on my list. I haven't watched any yet, but I got it on my watch list. So
yeah, get Haley, dude.
Queued up.
You guys will like it.
Yeah,
I think that you will like it if you. Give
I was
it
a little
chance.
lost on that one because I looked at it and it was like, okay, it does the thing where like, you know, on Crunchyroll it says like 8 seasons or something, but it dubs.
Yeah.
But then like one of them, like here's this with all the episodes, and then here's one that's just one episode, and I'm like, why is this?
I think there's an OVA.
Yeah, it's like episode 24. It says.
Yeah.
And there's like a separate thing that's like has a different name. And I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah, I think
here?
there are OVAs, and I think that
Yeah.
24th episode might be a recap of the whole show.
They really gotta like, you know, give you. They really gotta work on how they organize these.
Yeah, it is confusing right now. Crunchyroll with the tabs is not good.
It's not happening for me. But
So half the time you can't even read what it is, you know?
yeah, I will get started on that. We will have something to do next time. But for next time, Ranking of Kings, y'all, probably 2 weeks from now, unless, you know, we can't quite make it, in which case 3 maybe. We'll find out. We will get there, and that'll be it. So thank you so much for hanging with us. We're going to bust on into the ramble. Full links are in the description below. That is all our different social medias and places you can check us out and hang with us, including the Discord, the Facebooks and whatnot that we may or may not use, and the Twitter page, etc., etc. Thank you to our musicians. We'll have the full plugs for them at the end as well. And I think we're just going to get on into it.
Mm-hmm.
Love ya.
Love you.